In 2014, the AP100 DAP introduced me to Hidizs. The AP100 was a fascinating DAP. It boasted an antiquated yet blazingly fast GUI, robust build, and a nice, warm sound signature. Unfortunately, it hissed. A lot. Today's Hidizs subjects, the Mermaid MS1 and MS4, are sensitive earphones that would have magnified every audible flaw of the AP100. Attached to the right source, they are brilliant sounding earphones. Each is built around a proprietary 10.3mm dynamic driver, which powers the MS1 all on its lonesome. To it, the MS4 adds 3 balanced armature drivers to round out the highs and mids. And how good do they sound when plugged into a thing that doesn't hiss? By the way, my favorite thing that doesn't hiss is Onkyo's DPS1. A thing that only barely hisses is the iPhone SE. A thing that hisses a little bit more still is the FIO M6. Another is the Sony MZ-RH1. A thing that hisses still more is the Sony MZ-NH3D. A thing that hisses too much is the Sony MZ-R50. A thing that hisses just less than that is the AP100. Both Mermaids are aluminium-clad custom-cum universal earphones. The MS4 shines out of a brilliant resin face. The MS1's matte face is aluminium. If it weren't for the earpieces and universal bores, at first glance you might mistake both earphones for full customs. The short of this is that they will fill out most medium-sized ears. They will anchor in well, but their wide-mouth bores will absolutely stuff small ear canals, and not in the comfortable, full custom way. Part of stuffing ear canals well is isolation. Both earphones isolate well, shutting most of the noise out of a train, especially when music is pumping out at around 80 decibels. Sure, you'll get more isolation from an Etymotic ER4 or a full custom, but the difference isn't glaring. Cable side, a narrow ring protrudes from the plug housing, making it a cinch to plug into most low-profile phone cases. The straight plug is sturdy. It is resplendent in a diamond patterned metal sleeve with tight branding. A thick rubber stress sleeve comes out of its backside. The cable barely stretches when yanked. And check out that Y-split, metal, diamond patterned and rubber lined. A tight-fitting metal neck cinch travels from there to the earphone. Both cables are heat shrunk into shape. This wears more comfortably than memory wire, especially if you have glasses. Finally, they terminate in the familiar 2-prong plug, which fits solidly on flush mounts. It's hard to ask for more, especially at the price point. A 12-tip set of ear pads, 3 in foam and 9 in silicone, are packed in a shedding but nicely labeled foam brick. Next to that, and in shedding bricks all their own, are the earphone cases. The MS1's is hard plastic. Hard though they may be, their clasps snap feebly into place. Treated nice or not, sooner or later they'll break. Before they do, however, expect the case to work open all on its own. Keep it for posterity, but don't use it to protect your earphones. The MS4's case is much nicer, shutting closed magnetically rather than via pressure clamps. Its logo, contrasty and stark on the MS1 case, is obscured by loud patterned stitching at the edges of its pleathered face. I trust neither to stay closed in the sort of man bag crowded by the latest mirrorless camera, adapted prime lens, and unused writer's journal crammed with epsilon-level utopian fiction. I vastly prefer soft-sided zipper pouches. They lie flat and fit in the small, safe niches of a camera bag or trouser pocket. If a carrying case has to be big, let it be tough and glorious like Campfire Audio's cases. Both earphones come in robust and oversized cardboard boxes. The MS4, being the more expensive of them, gets the larger box. Given good, even light, the MS4 looks good in photos, but it's a bit too shiny for my tastes. In real life, it gunks up fast and glints in direct light. The MS1's matte aluminium finish is nice and homey. If only Hidizs left out the reflective metal ring between its faceplate and backside, it would be scrumptious. If an earphone has to be shiny, or mount shiny parts, let the entire thing be shiny, broken up by integrated structural flourishes rather than discrete additions. I really like the MS4, but end up wishing it pushed its subtle idiosyncrasies further. Those idiosyncrasies are mid-range warmth and vocal texture. Both of these carry through on crisp leading edges that bump up through astoundingly deep lows. The problem for the MS4 is that its bass is serious bass. It has no problem yawning open the usually inaudible opening seconds to Marcus Scholl's main stage. Sure, it's not the shake your skull sort of yawn of which an Avantech sub is capable, but it sure as hell delivers. The MS1 is crisper and sparklier than the MS4, from bass all the way through the upper mids and into the highs. Its highs can bite a bit too much here and trail off again a bit too long there. If you like bright sound and don't mind a smattering of decaying edge high-frequency reverb, the MS1 is your ticket. It's got a bright and sunny take on the neutral signature many audiophiles wag on about. The MS4's bigger bass and round-edged mids nudge it into basshead territory. The problem for me is the MS4 is a bit too warm and sometimes thick for my preferred genres, trance and uplifting, and the MS1 has just a bit too much high-end sparkle for live dancehall recordings. For fast-paced, studio-recorded vocal music, the MS1 is gold, but for live rock, dancehall disco, and the like, the MS4's mature, fading edges are better suited. It never gets too hot, and its high-resolution bass perfectly defines the venue and atmosphere in which the music was recorded. Despite handily discriminating instruments, neither earphone pins its sound signature to a wide set stage. Stereo cues fall to the shoulders at widest and don't really escape the head on the y-axis. Z-axis atmospheric details can spread forward to your elbows but no farther. In comparison, the Audio-Technica CK10 pushes stereo cues beyond the shoulders, almost perfectly drawing rooms and objects in them in binaural recordings. It is both more scratchy up high and less powerful down low than either earphone. Sony's MDR EX1000 offers up better mid-range detail and spatial cues, but lacks high-end bite and can't match the MS4's bass power. For $99 and $219 respectively, the MS1 and MS4 deliver great quality. They are built well and come with a good selection of earpads. Most importantly, they sound good. Their carrying cases are pointless and there is too much air in their boxes, but for their asking prices, they astound. The MS4's bass is to die for, unless of course you're listening to fast-acting continental European hip-hop, in which case it might kill you. And the MS1's bright, sharp-edged mid-range is perfect for trance and studio-recorded vocal music. Would an earphone combining the sound of both be perfect? Yes, but I'm confident that in their current form, both earphones will be universally welcomed by most people. Well, ladies and gents, that's what I think of Hidizs Mermaid MS1 and MS4 earphones. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up, leave a thumbs down. I'd like to hear your comments. Next time, why don't we talk Leica? In fact, let's talk APO Zimicron 50mm, as well as my favorite 50 of all time. That's not a super speedy one. The 1969 version of the same Zimicron line. See you next time.